What's up, guys? My name is Osekre, and this is Osekre's Vibe. In today's edition, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, the blockchain, and other cryptocurrencies, and what my thoughts are on them. As we all know, Bitcoin has been, going crazy off the charts the last few months, and Dogecoin, a meme coin, is actually gaining people's attention. Dogecoin, I believe, had a run of up to about 600% over the last couple of weeks or so. And so a lot of people are discussing Dogecoin as well. I figured I'll come here and share some of my thoughts on Dogecoin, on Bitcoin. And if you are actually thinking about getting yourself into these spaces, here are some thoughts and some things to sort of, reflect on. I have actually been against Bitcoin for for some time now, and I had legit reasons. Okay, first of all, I love the blockchain. I love the idea of the blockchain. I love the decentralized nature of the blockchain. I love the transparency of the blockchain. I love the end-to-end encryption. I love the fact that the blocks are actually, changed and chained, and so there is an exchange of information between blocks, so that a hacker cannot just hack a block and have every information that they need about something, because they'll have to literally hack an entire chain in order to obtain a complete information about anything that is put on it. So the security features, the decentralized nature, the fact that the blockchain is not necessarily being run by any particular government and stuff like that. I found those things very exciting and attractive about the blockchain and its future. What that means for data security, what that means for transparency in businesses, what that even means for speed in transactions, especially in financial spaces when you're talking about fintechs, money transfer, payments of people, verification to ensure that someone has something before you pay it to them, right? You cannot go and change the information that it's already been put on the blockchain. To me, those are some of the things that are really exciting about the blockchain, and why I felt that cryptocurrencies being built on the blockchain, takes all of these interactions and exchanges to another level. However, I had my reservations about Bitcoin. And here is why. One of the things that I use as a guiding principle in doing any form of business is that I never entertain something on a business level when I do not understand it. Okay? I will read about things that I do not understand so I can seek more understanding and clarity. I will watch a movie or read a book that I might not potentially be as crazy about, just to see what is there and to see what I might learn or discover. A presentation, a webinar, a conversation, and stuff like that. I'm pretty open-minded about things in general. But when it comes to something that I have to commit resources to beyond just that initial time, and make sure that I understand, or I have a certain level of understanding before committing resources. And part of the reason is not just the fact that it might be profitable or not be profitable, but it is also because I like to enjoy the process of the journey. And what I mean by that is, when you understand something well enough, you are actually able to participate in it beyond just the point of making money. You participate in it and appreciate it because of your instincts and understanding about the details of it, and your ability to follow the progress, your ability to follow the changes, and your ability to grasp the nuances so that you can make timely decisions as you adjust and pivot on that journey or process, right? And so investing resources, time, into any form of business, it's not, for me, it's not just about, is this thing going to make me money? It is also about understanding what it is and the role that it plays and its usefulness. And that is how sometimes you might avoid scenarios where you put resources into something that you are backing that could actually be harming you or be backfiring, against your interest or your community. And one of such things was Palantir. When I heard about Palantir as a company some time ago, one of the things that I began to realize was that as cool of an AI platform as it is, Palantir had issues with the fact that the AI at the time was really discriminatory towards people of color. And I remember, going back and forth with a friend because I was looking to do some paper trading on Palantir at the time. And I was doing all this research and I was like, this is, I dig AI and I dig everything that AI stands for, but this is something that would deter me from actually investing into a company like that. Because as we all know, Palantir supplies, its products to government. Anything that is supplied to the government, we are talking about police, we are talking about, U.S. military, but especially the police and their impact on people of color. So why would I invest into something that, yes, could be profitable and would be profitable based on all the metrics that I'm seeing and reading about it, but that could actually be coming to harm me as a person of color walking down the street just because I could be wrongly profiled by this defective AI. So that is a classic example of, an investment that could actually make money, but doesn't make sense because when I sort of did my research to try to understand it, I also realized that it had defects. And so it wasn't just about, do I invest into this thing and make money? But it is, do I understand what it does? Do I understand its impact? There is a certain sense of responsibility that comes with that decision, right? Anyway, so that's really one of my core principles about committing to any project, anything that, I get invited to collaborate and participate in things a lot because of my marketing background. And so most of the time, it is not just about how profitable that project is going to be for me or because of my involvement. It is, for me, it is mostly, what is the purpose of this project and what does it accomplish? Naturally, I have to be passionate about it. I have to be excited about it. But do I understand it? And that issue of understanding is one of the challenges that I have had with Bitcoin for a while. And here are my reasons. Hear me out. Bitcoin, at the time that, we were having these conversations about Bitcoin couldn't really be used for any form of transaction. My thing with Bitcoin was, okay, I get it. This is a coin that folks have chosen to place value on. And because folks have chosen to place value on it, its value could keep rising. And the laws of supply and demand will show that as demand increases, and in Bitcoin's case, because there are only a specific number of coins that have been minted, demand is going to decrease. And that also means that its value is going to keep going up. Makes sense? That's a fair economic argument. My issue with Bitcoin, though, was that who is going to use Bitcoin in their everyday transactions? And if there isn't any way to use Bitcoin in our everyday transactions, how does it become relevant to us? Keep in mind, at the time when I was making this argument, it was mostly at the time when Bitcoin was being introduced into the conversation as a means of transaction. My issue with my understanding about Bitcoin again was also that because of the ledger system, which is the record keeping system, okay, on behind Bitcoin, only a certain number of transactions could be made per second or per minute. So a platform like, say, eBay or a platform like Amazon couldn't adopt Bitcoin for transactions. Why? Because the rate at which people are going to be purchasing on that platform, if they adopted Bitcoin's ledger system and the slow sort of recording of transactions on its ledger meant that a lot of payments were going to be stalling. And no one wants that. Anyone who runs an e-commerce platform, anyone that runs a platform where payments are happening online, always know that you want the customer to have a great customer experience. And that means speed, quick transaction, quick processing, and it's done. So that was one of the issues that I had with Bitcoin, because I really couldn't see how Bitcoin could be adopted into the mainstream because of this one defect that I found about Bitcoin. The other thing was I didn't understand why it was rising. Beyond just the excitement and the enthusiasm, I didn't understand why it was rising. It wasn't being backed by anything. It wasn't being hedged against anything. And those were some of the reasons why I initially was against Bitcoin. Where do I stand on Bitcoin? Am I into Bitcoin? Check out the next episode. I'm trying to keep these videos below 12 minutes, and so bear with me. I'll be back to explain where I stand on Bitcoin, Dogecoin, the blockchain, and the future of cryptocurrencies. My name is Osekre. This is Osekre's Vibe. If you are enjoying these videos and you want to keep these conversations going, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button and share this video with someone. But more importantly, I'd love to know what you think about Bitcoin and the conversations that we are having in the comments.